Harry's cutting ties with us inevitably brings back discussions about Prince Andrew in some form. Do you think that the Queen will be deciding on his future a bit earlier in the royal family than that suggested June deadline?
This is a pretty tricky one, isn't it? Because, I mean, he stepped down from public duties to try and have some sort of meaningful dialogue with the American authorities, and also, I suppose, clear his name in the court of public opinion. But so precious little has happened that we know about. And it's a bit of a running sore for the royal family. But of course, he has also been deserted by a lot of his patronages as a result of what's happened. So there's only a few organisations with which he still has links. I genuinely don't know what the best way for them to deal with it is.
Sarah and Richard, if you were the Queen, God help us, if you were the Queen, what would you do?
I think that taking the patronages away from Andrew would be, I think, premature. I mean, you're innocent until you're proven guilty, aren't you? And that should be the way. And I know lots been written and said about it, what he's done. I don't know if any of it's true or what percentage of it is true. I just think he needs to have his day in court. Unfortunately, he's got to prove his innocence or otherwise. And I think the best thing to do is to just. But if the Queen were to strip him of his patronages, that would be tantamount to her saying, "Well, I think he's guilty," wouldn't it? And she can't do that. I mean, she absolutely can't do that because she doesn't know that.
It's likely that the subject of Prince Andrew will come up in the Oprah interview. And I know that Harry and Meghan do feel strongly about it. And there's been references in the past, I think, to what Meghan had made, certainly from friends of hers, what Meghan had made of the Prince Andrew saga. So I think it's very likely to come up. And it is a sore because, again, they feel very harshly treated compared with Prince Andrew, who, despite all the controversy, still has his roles. But the Queen's in a very difficult situation because, as Sarah says, she can't strip him of Prince Andrew of these roles yet until we know what the situation is. So they are in limbo. And we have the awful situation of the Trooping the Colour, which is not too far away. And Prince Andrew would lead out his regiment at the Queen's birthday ceremony. But that looks very unlikely now. And goodness knows who they'll get to lead out the troops.
Mm.